back to another vlog. If you're new here, my name is Cass. Thank you so much for joining me. So I honestly was not planning to vlog right now, but I thought I might as well because I want to show you guys the next few days. So I'm currently making some dinner. I'm gonna make some ramen tonight. I was actually gonna make some meat jun for dinner, but I ordered from Instacart and everything was available besides the meat. It's the only thing that I really needed. So I have all of my Asian sauces and seasonings and everything, but not the actual ribeye slices. So I'm gonna try again tomorrow. So I'm gonna make some ramen instead. Before I start doing any of this dinner stuff, I just wanna give you a quick rundown of the week. So I'm gonna show you a few work days in my life, plus Saturday I have a mini conference. I think it's small, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm getting information tonight. In about an hour, we have a group call, but I am a panelist on a conference, which I am so excited about. I don't really know too many details, to be honest, because this event was a really big conference in November. It's supposed to happen in November, but then there was a pipe burst and the whole venue got flooded and ruined, so they had to postpone it. And now I believe it's in a different space that's smaller, so I'm not sure if it's downsized or, yeah, I don't know many details, to be honest, but I am excited about it. I have these enoki mushrooms, which I'm going to rinse. I'm not going to use all of them because I want to save them for my dinner tomorrow, but I do want to incorporate them into the ramen. So what I'm going to do is probably just do maybe half of this and put it into the ramen. I didn't split it right down the middle because I didn't want to have too much in my ramen tonight, but I wanted to save the rest for tomorrow. And also I got dirt all over the floor, so I'm gonna have to clean that. I'm gonna save this for tomorrow. But I'm just gonna rinse this, cut the end, and then I'm gonna put it into a hot pan with some oil. I think I'm gonna cook it in some sesame oil so it's a bit more fragrant. I also got these oyster mushrooms, which in Hawaii they're called hamakua mushrooms or ali'i mushrooms. I don't know if I'm gonna cube it or slice it, but I'm gonna just slice it up and save these for tomorrow. And then I'm going to also cook it in the same pot. So I'm just gonna do sesame oil, put in the oyster mushrooms, put in the enoki mushrooms, and then also put some kimchi as well. So I'm starting off with a little bit of sesame oil. And then this is what the enoki mushrooms look like. So I'm just going to separate them like this. I definitely should have used the bigger pot so it's not as close together because it's gonna probably take a while to cook. So for the kimchi, I got this really big jar of kimchi from 99 Ranch, and I'm just gonna put a few pieces. I'm not gonna put too much because I honestly cannot handle my spice, so if I want to add more, I can just add it after. My mouth is honestly watering. This is gonna be so good. So I'm just gonna put probably two. Wait, let me test it first if it's too spicy. Okay, it's not too bad. So I'll put a little bit more. So now the water is boiling. Now I can add in the noodles. I'm debating if I'm gonna add in the seasoning. I think I might, maybe a little bit. Put this in there. Even though it's chicken flavor, I feel like it'll be fine. Just add some. I hope I put enough water because it's kind of thick. Alright, so I know I definitely wish I had more soup, but honestly, I might just add some water to dilute it. But at the same time, I honestly don't really like a lot of the soup anyways, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just add a little bit of water. All right, and now I have this fried chili oil. All right, and so I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and actually put it on the egg. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of kimchi on top as well. All right, so I have my chopsticks here, and then I'm also gonna eat it with some nori on the side. And here's my dinner. What do you guys think? I feel like it's pretty good for not really having anything to eat, and this is the only thing I had was just putting a bunch of random stuff together. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I have my call at 7:30ish. For dessert, I have a banana bread piece. You guys know I always bake and then I freeze all the slices. The dessert is always accessible for me. I'm gonna add a little bit of ice cream tonight. I usually never do, but I'm just craving some vanilla bean ice cream, so I'm just gonna put a little scoop right on top. And now I have some banana bread and ice cream.
All right, so tonight is about becoming acquainted. It is about collectively becoming grounded, all these activations. But when I revisited the program for Saturday, I wanted every slot to feel entirely intentional.
Hello friends, so it is the next day and I worked this morning, but I was honestly just in my cozies and I didn't really want to pick up the camera. I feel like I've been feeling like that for the past few days, so I'm so sorry, but I did want to show you guys what I'm doing for dinner. So I'm making meat jun, which I feel like it might be a Hawaii thing now that I'm thinking about it, but it's basically marinated beef with an egg wash and fried. It's really, really good, one of my favorites. I was craving it. So I finally got the beef this morning. They were all sold out yesterday, so I had to do another order. And this is just the thinly sliced ribeye, beef ribeye. And then I think this is about a little over a pound. Then for ingredients, I'm gonna make the marinade. It's only like 2 o'clock right now, so I'm gonna marinate this for probably like 4-ish hours. I have shoyu, sugar, meat, garlic, and sesame oil. This is my first time making this, by the way, so I'm just following a recipe. So it says, okay, so it says 3/4 cup of shoyu, but I'm just gonna, I feel like I kind of have a lot of meat, so I'm gonna do one cup. So I'll do the sugar first, actually. Put a little bit more because I'm putting more shoyu. All right, so I'm honestly kind of eyeballing this as well because I don't really know the meat to sauce ratio, so we'll see how this turns out. But I also bought some cucumbers, so I'm gonna make some marinated cucumbers and then have the side of enoki mushrooms with the side of kimchi as well. I haven't even opened up this shoyu bottle yet. So I feel like it'd be the perfect time for me to fill up my my shoyu bottle. I have not filled this up yet since I moved in, which I need to, which I will now. Okay, so I'm gonna do 1 cup of shoyu, and I personally love, if you're from Hawaii, let me know, do you prefer the Aloha one or the Kikkoman? Aloha shoyu is sweeter, which I grew up on, but some people like the Kikkoman, and Kikkoman shoyu is saltier, which I don't like at all. Okay, so I'm gonna do 1 cup of this. Now I have to put 2 tablespoons of meat. This is sweet cooking rice wine. So this one, it says 2 tablespoons, but because I've been putting a little bit more of all of the ingredients, I'm going to put 3 tablespoons. Let's do the garlic first. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm just trying to have the least amount of dishes. All right, so it says 2 minced garlic, so it's about 1 tablespoon. So garlic. Then I'll put 2.5. Then I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. Now I'm just gonna use my mini whisk, mix this all together. It's gonna be a lot, but my mouth is watering just thinking about it. Okay, I'm glad that I put a little bit more because it's already pretty packed in here. I'm just gonna make the whole thing because why not? My favorite part about adulting, and I mean I could have done this any time in my life, but I feel like this is peak adulting where you have a meal that you really love and you can just think to yourself, I'm just gonna make it myself. And you just find a recipe and you just do it. Like, I was just craving mijeon for some reason. I think because I'm in my Korean drama era right now, where I just am craving Korean food. And so the fact that I'm just found a recipe and now I'm just gonna make it for dinner with all the little Korean sides, exciting. I can now cover this and put it in the fridge for the next 4 hours. It says minimum is 1 hour, but I really wanted to make sure it is as flavorful as possible. Can't really see it, but here is the marinade. Next, I'm gonna make the marinated cucumbers, which I saw a recipe for last night and I think I saved it. Okay, definitely should have just left out all those ingredients because it's pretty much the same. Okay, well, the first thing I need to do is I need to chop this up and add a bunch of salt to dehydrate it, just so when you pour the sauce in, it soaks it all up rather than just retaining all the water. So I'm gonna do that really quickly. I also need to make my salad, which I have all the ingredients for. Okay, so now I'm just going to be chopping this up in pretty thick slices. And if you've ever been to Din Tai Fung, then this is basically the mock recipe that I'm making. Okay, perfect. Now here are the cucumbers all cut up, and then I'm just going to pour a bunch of salt, and this is going to dehydrate the cucumbers. I'm going to soak it in this salt for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to rinse it off. It's important that you rinse it off. You don't want to have all this salt actually on your cucumbers. This is just to strictly draw out the moisture. Okay, so now I'm going to leave this on the side. I'm going to make my Greek salad. So now I'm just doing a rough cut of the lettuce. This is romaine lettuce, and I'm going to put it through the salad spinner. I usually cut it down the middle after, so there's more lettuce. So you usually have to wash it in 2 batches because the salad spinner is not that big. Now that that's done, I just wash the cucumbers and the tomatoes. So for the cucumbers, I'm cutting the edges, then I slice it down the middle, and I'm basically cutting it into fourths, and then I chop it down just like this. So I have a call in 5 minutes and my camera died, so I wasn't vlogging, but I just cut the tomatoes into fourths. And then I also just washed and rinsed the cucumbers to take all the salt off, put it in a separate bowl to dry, put it in the fridge because I don't have any time right now. But I'm also gonna add the feta cheese on here later, so I'm gonna cover this up and put it in the fridge as well. I'm back. I actually got stood up on my call, so I waited 10 minutes, no show. Back to making my salad dressing. If I'm just doing one batch of salads, then I would do 1 lemon, but I'm doing 2 because I probably make this salad again next week, so I want to be able to just have as much dressing as possible. These lemons are also very ripe, so they're super juicy and easy to juice. Okay, so I put the 2 lemons in here. Now I'm gonna put equal parts, or almost equal parts, of red wine vinegar. And also I pretty much eyeball all of this. I do a little drizzle of olive oil. One way. Then I put maybe 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, but if you don't really like the taste of it, then you can put less. Okay, then I put salt, pepper, and oregano. And put a tiny bit of sugar just to offset all of the acidity and salt. Then I take a mixer, hand mixer, and it should become like a lighter pink color. Honestly, it always tastes a little bit different because of the ratios, but I just need something on my salad. So then I just transfer it to this, making a mess. Put it back on. Dressing is done. Now we're back to the salad. It was in here for like 15 minutes. Then I have this feta cheese. I always just like to get the one from Good and Gather because I feel like it's affordable for a lot. I always have these plastic containers, and usually this can make 5 or 6 depending on the ratio, but usually I'm able to put 5 in these containers, and then I have a small 6th one which I'll eat right now. Get this set up. So then I'm gonna take my glove. You can use a tongs obviously, but this is so much more efficient. I don't really like using the tongs to mix it because the cheese and everything gets stuck in all the grooves in the tongs and it's just harder to clean. Alright, so I just open this up and I put maybe 3/4 of it to start, and then if I need to add any extra after, I usually just add the crumbles right on top of the salads. Because sometimes if you put too much cheese, it just gets, I don't know, for me it gets too creamy, which is a little weird. Okay, so first things first, I break up all the small or the big chunks, all of these, and I just squish it in my hand. And then I just start mixing it and folding it all together. You always want to grab for the bottom because all of the tomatoes and cucumbers end up being down there. Okay, so then I just start dividing it up. I'm making a mess. Okay. Okay, these look pretty good. Then I make myself a salad for right now, so it makes 6. Now I can cover all of these. Then I have this meal prep salad for the next 5 days for lunch. So I have the cucumbers ready to go, minced garlic, this is rice vinegar, sesame oil, sesame seeds, shoyu, and sugar. And whenever I say shoyu, I mean soy sauce, but that's just how I say it. And I'm gonna do probably half a tablespoon of garlic, and then I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of shoyu, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds, which I'm just going to sprinkle on, and then half a teaspoon of sugar. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on top. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not someone that likes to touch food directly, so I always have gloves ready to use. mix this together and I'm gonna taste it. I didn't put that much shoyu because some of the recipes were saying that it was too salty, but I might want to add some sriracha or something spicy. Transfer it to here so it has an easier time marinating. A lot of people are using Korean chili flakes, but I don't have that. So honestly, it'll be fine because I have this and then I also have the kimchi. That'll be good. And probably in a couple of hours, I'm going to come back and mix this around just so it marinates evenly. This is the final look up close. It is nice and marinated, and so in a couple of hours I'm going to mix it up just so the top ones can also get some love. It's already 3:15, such a late lunch today, so I'm just going to eat this with my chips, and then in a few hours I can start making dinner, which I'm so excited for. So here is the dressing. I just put a nice little swirl, and this a little goes a long way because it's so potent and acidic. Okay. Alright, and here's my final lunch. I'm going to eat this. I don't have a show that I'm watching right now because I just finished Can This Love Be Translated, which plot I would say I would give it a 7 out of 10. Wasn't amazing. It was a little confusing, a little concerning at one point, but it had a happy ending. But honestly, I was really hoping for the other love interest to win. So I'm gonna watch my show, eat my lunch, go on my 4 o'clock call, and after that, I'll come back for dinner. I feel like this vlog is very cooking heavy right now, so we'll get into the business stuff later in this vlog, I promise. But you guys know I love cooking and baking. I was kind of debating if I should make a dessert tonight, just because I already have a load of dishes I need to do, so why not add more? I don't know what I want to make, so I'm kind of looking. I might make some chocolate chip cookies. My brother always has a nice recipe, so I might try that, but we'll see. So I just made some cookie dough from scratch. This is my brother's recipe. Well, I don't know where he found it, but every time he comes home, he makes this and everyone loves it. So I'm just doing one last mix. But these are just really yummy and gooey. I feel like I might need more chocolate chips. Alright, so these are going in the oven for 325 for about 17 minutes. So hopefully the meat june is done by then. Here's a setup. I have the marinated meat here, flour, eggs, and then I have my pan. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna do this one by one, just because the egg can't really sit by itself or else it's gonna get runny. I don't want the flour to soak up too much of the egg, so I'm gonna do it straight from the egg wash right to the pan. Just enough for it to be able to shallow fry. The meat pretty much soaked up all the sauce. So, and these are really, really thin. So I don't know how this is gonna work out because typically it's not as thin as this. Okay, I honestly don't know how this is gonna go, but I have to check on the cookies, so that's priority. Alexa, put a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Starting now.
Okay, I'm gonna try to flip this and we'll see together. We're just gonna go with the flow and see what it looks like. I will keep you updated once this is all done. Here are the cookies. Honestly, I definitely overbaked them because the undercarriage is a lot darker and the way my brother makes it is so chewy and perfect. These are definitely crispy cookies, but it's fine because I'm going to eat it with some ice cream. But I wanted to show you my plate. I'm just going to add some kimchi as a final touch right here. Honestly, I should have just gotten regular beef and then cut it myself because it was way too thin. What I ended up doing was cooking half of them just regularly. It was just getting too messy, and yeah, so I'm gonna eat a lot of kimchi tonight because it's good for you. And then this is what the other bowl looks like, and I can just eat this tomorrow for my dinner, or I have a lot of leftovers actually. Let me show you. A whole plate, and some of them are burnt, which I'm sad about, but it's okay. Trial and error. Not every single time I make a new meal it'll be fantastic. Kind of like my chicken katsu. It took me a few times to perfect it, and now I feel like I got a good system going on. I feel like this is pretty good. This, and then I'm gonna have some nori on the side. But here's my dinner. What do you guys think? I'm excited to try it. Finale of the night. I just heated this up for about 20 seconds, and now it's nice and warm and gooey again. So now I'm just gonna put on a nice little scoop of vanilla bean ice cream. And here is my lovely dessert. I'm gonna enjoy this, watch my show, and I have a lot of dishes to do, but I will talk to you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is now Saturday. I did not vlog yesterday because honestly, I just had no energy to, if I'm being honest, and I just wanted to prep for today. And I'm gonna do my nails in the car, or maybe I'll do it really quickly right now because I have to leave in about 10 minutes. But this is my outfit. You can't really tell, but I have on this beautiful Aritzia blazer and pants, which I've been saving for this, and I got it last year. Aritzia is so expensive. I don't know if I'll ever get another set like this, but it is beautiful, and I can see why I paid a lot for it. Versus the Abercrombie. Abercrombie's less structured, a lot looser, and this one is very structured. Has the shoulder pads, has a cinched waist. It's beautiful. Anyways, so I'm gonna quickly do my nails. I think I'm honestly just gonna do it right now. My apartment's a little messy right now. I really didn't want to show it, but I was getting ready this morning and running around. So I'm gonna put back on my chai nails. This will be my third time using this set. And again, I'm not sponsored by Oxless Bliss, but they do have beautiful nails, and they did provide me with a code. Cass gets you, I think it's just Cass, gets you 50% off. And if you do get one, please let me know which one you got. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this in, it's 10:25. I need to leave at 10:35. Or 10:35 is when I should leave here because I need to get my Uber by 10:40. So first things first, I am cleaning off my nails with the alcohol pad. Push back my cuticles, and these will last for 2 to 3 weeks depending on how you care for it. For me, the 2-week mark, my pointed fingers tend to get loose, but the rest of my nails are pretty strong. They also have a glue if you prefer glue, but I just like the stickies. Don't know why. I just prefer it. And the stickies look like this, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna choose which one matches best. So nail filer, I'm gonna quickly just file just so there's some texture for the sticky to stay on. I don't think my nails are gonna stay on as long this time because I am rushing and not doing it as diligently as I should. But you would normally just file everything, and then you pick which sticky matches best. And I'm just going to choose whichever one here. Okay, so then you just take the sticky off. You place it on your thumb or whatever finger. You take off the film that's on the sticky, and then you put it on. You put it on at like a 45-degree angle, and you kind of push towards your cuticle, and then you press down. And you're supposed to hold it for like 60 to 90 seconds per nail, but that is not gonna happen right now. Typically, you would want to find the perfect size, because then the better the sticky size is to your nail bed, the longer it'll last, because what ideally you would want is for the sticky to cover your whole nail so that when you do press on the nail, there's nothing that can grasp, like there's no space in between your nail and your fake nail, because then things can get caught and snagged. That's the word. I was thinking about the word snagged. You don't want it to get snagged. Okay, so that's pointers are done. Now going in with these. And I started this at 10:25. So it's only been 3 minutes. So the reason why you need to ideally hold it on for a minute or so is because the sticky is heat activated, and so when you press on it and apply that heat with your finger, it melts the sticky down. So that's why in the car, when I am in the Uber, I will do so. Ideally, it's best to do this before bed because the sticky needs like a couple of hours to really melt down with the nail, and sometimes it can impact the longevity if you were to get it wet. So ideally, I do this right before bed so that it's a full like 8 hours of not being touched by water. All right, these are my nails all done. This is my 3rd time using these. So these have already been used for about 4.5 weeks total, and they're still good as new, and they look beautiful. So these are it. Let me know if you shop with Oxalate Bliss. Let me know what style you get. But I'm so happy to have my nails back on. All right, this is my outfit. This is the structured blazer. I think this is called the Perfect Blazer or something. Performance blazer. I will have it below so you guys can see it. But I have the matching agency pants, and now I'm gonna head to the venue.
Hey guys, dream day. Hi. We're getting our bags.
You could just throw that right on. I'm trying to figure. Because it's not as a liner.
Some amazing Instagram pics.
Yes.
See on the gram.
So,
Hey guys, we're at dream day. My girl is speaking. We're so excited. On Instagram. This is what it looks like in here right now. Everybody's not here yet, but guests are about to start arriving. So cute.
You all have come here from all corners of the world, and I want to feel you present. I'm going to call you in as a collective. Ladies. Ladies.
That dragging of your feet to do the thing that you've been called to do. That needs to say. Because you're not just another woman. It's not just another business. You are the called. You are the chosen. I just want you to sit with that for a second.
Before starting our next exercise, I want you to take 2 minutes and write down why you came here today, on what we are expecting to be poured into. And then we're going to rewrite our success story. Yes, yes? Yes. 2 minutes.
Right? And if you're a solopreneur, solo business, believe in yourself and write that statement of value. Read it out loud every morning. For all we know, you might have one balloon company today, but tomorrow it could be multiple. Maybe you have systemized the balloon creating planning event system that maybe in the future could be a franchise.
What did you do to position yourself as an authority rather than just another expert?
So I'm in the event industry and I create activations, I do networking events, but I also create spaces for small businesses to be seen and more visible by influencers. And in New York, I'm not born and raised here, I'm actually from Hawaii, and I moved here 4 years ago. But I moved here 4 years ago, and I feel that I had to have some audacity to put my foot in the door, especially I'm younger, I'm 26, and I feel like a lot of people don't take me seriously in that industry. And so I really had to learn to be confident in myself and just show people that I know what I'm doing and I'm good at it. And something that I do is I hone in on social media. So my superpower, thankfully, is marketing. And what I do is I do story vlogs. I show the process of what I'm doing behind the scenes. I feel like a lot of small business owners or a lot of entrepreneurs as well, they show the end goal. Like, this is what I was able to accomplish with my clients. And there's a million people that can do that, but they can't do it like you. And so what I noticed is when I show people the process, step A, from planning, venue sourcing, I'm doing a venue tour today, I'm making gift bags today, I'm sourcing decor today, I'm doing this and this and this. It's event day, this is how I'm setting up, this is what the vision is, this is the mood board. People trust me from that, and that because I show that level of vulnerability and also I show that level of professionalism. That I feel like a lot of people don't think that they need to show, but it's actually very important. People are depicting who should I work with, who should I choose. I'm also very niched, and so because of that, I didn't want to just be an event planner that does everything, jack of all trades. I didn't want to be that because I knew that if I'm for everybody, I'm for no one. And so for me, I honed in on exactly a very specific niche, influencer brand events only. I've been asked for weddings, birthday parties. I'm like, I refer it to my people.
You could send it to me.
I'm like, but if you want to, I will. But when it comes to influencers, I'm like, I am your person. And I recognize there's power in being very specific because then you are for a very specific group. And that is how I separate myself in the industry and show my ability. Girls. With your values, your beliefs, or what you really want to do just because there's a dangling dollar and you're like, oh, maybe. But then what that does over time, because I've been there, and especially in the creator field as well, we have brand deals that people are taking money left and right with something they don't even believe in. But over time, that damages your own self-reputation, your own self-belief, because you think, oh, I'm only worth this. But if someone's coming to me for a wedding or a birthday and I keep taking all of these just because they're willing to pay, but I really don't want to be doing that and I don't believe that that is my true calling, then over time, I would probably quit the business. Yeah, and so when it comes to integrity, that's a huge thing, and it's hard to say no, but once you practice being able to say no over time, then every single no builds that confidence and that muscle.
Hi guys, so it's a couple days later. I didn't think this vlog was long enough, so I wanted to add another day. But it's already the end of the workday. I honestly forgot to pick up the camera, but I know how much you guys love a good cooking, baking segment, so I wanted to show you how I'm gonna make my dessert. So I'm a little tired of banana bread, so instead I found this recipe on TikTok, which I'll put in the description, but it is a cinnamon toast crunch banana cake. That sounds amazing. First things first, I'm gonna mash up these 3 bananas. So I also defrosted some pasta that I froze because I didn't finish it in time. I believe it was a few vlogs ago, but it was when I randomly made a pasta with heavy cream, onions, and seasoning, and added meatballs on top. It was very, very simple. I should have started this earlier, but I was in calls until about 5:15ish. I got stood up on a call today. I was really sad. Actually, I technically got stood up on 2 calls today because halfway through my first call of the day, their internet got cut out and then they just never came back. And they said later on that their internet cut out, but they didn't let me know right when it happened. So I thought they just decided to hop out of the call. Tonight's call that was supposed to happen at 5, they just straight up did not show up. And on my system, I can see when people, it gives me the exact time that people read the emails with the timestamp and date. So that was a Debbie Downer for me. Okay, so I put in the 3 mashed bananas. Now I'm putting in 3/4 cup of sugar. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible so I can hopefully beat the oven time. Oh, I'm not gonna beat the oven, it's already at 300. Okay, I need to refill the sugar. Half a cup of melted butter, half a cup of Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, I barely ever have yogurt in general, so I'm gonna have to start making some parfaits, I think. Also, some exciting news is one of the calls I had today, which was a successful call, was I finally got my first partner for the co-working coffee shop hours. So on Saturdays, or 2 Saturdays in a month, I'm gonna be partnering with a coffee shop in New Jersey to host co-working sessions. So that's gonna be so much fun. And we met at the event on Saturday and it was perfect. Like, she's all about community, I'm about community, and we just had our call and I just feel like we were aligned in so many ways. So now our first one is gonna be next week Sunday, which is gonna happen so quickly, but I just wanted to get on it. Something I always say is you just have to build a momentum. You have to move quickly in business. If not, it's not gonna happen and you're gonna get left behind. So far I have 3 mashed bananas, 3/4 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt, 2 eggs, and 1/2 cup of butter, melted butter, which is 1 stick of butter. Mixing this all together. Then I need to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, which I always just eyeball it because I don't mind if I have more because I love vanilla extract. Mix this in. Okay, so for dry ingredients, I believe I need 2.5 cups of flour, or 1.5 cups of flour. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. And then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then I have to fold in the dry ingredients. I cannot whisk it. Well, now everything is folded in. I have an 8x8 and I'm just gonna pour this in. Okay, so now I have to make the cinnamon toast crunch topping. So that is 1/4 cup melted butter. So 1/4 cup of melted butter, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of flour, and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. And that is just gonna go on here. And then 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. I'm just gonna do a couple teaspoons. Hey Alexa, how many teaspoons make up 1 tablespoon?
1 tablespoon is 3 teaspoons.
I was thinking that, okay. Okay, mixing this all together. Oh, definitely did that wrong. I'm supposed to mix the butter and the sugar together, but I put everything in one, so it's a little tough to mix right now. You guys know I'm always using my glove because I don't want to touch the food directly. Okay, I'm just gonna use my hand and mix it together. It's like this. It's like one big cinnamon ball. So she basically just crumbled it on. So I'm gonna put this in the oven for 55 minutes starting, and then we'll see. I've been trying a new thing where I wanna be in bed by 10:30 at the latest. 10:15 ideally. 10 o'clock if possible. And whenever I eat dinner at 8 o'clock, I always get in bed at midnight. Don't know why. I just love having a slow night to just eat my dinner, watch my show, do my night routine, do a little bit of scrolling. So I noticed that when I eat dinner at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, that's when I actually get a good night rest and I sleep early. But this might be really weird, but I think I wanna boil some eggs. I don't know why. I already had 2 eggs today with my lunch, but I'm craving just eggs, like boiled eggs. And I'm gonna have my onion pasta on the side, which that sounds really unmatched, but when you're craving something, you just gotta do it. So I think I'm gonna have eggs to compromise for the fact that I'm not making my onion boil. So I'm really glad that I didn't make the onion because I didn't realize this much pasta was in that freezer bag, and also made the eggs. Very weird combination, but a lot of this, I don't know if you can tell, there's a lot of onion in here, so I feel like it'll kind of match. Secondly, this came out perfect. Just got out the oven. I think it was in there for 56, 57 minutes. So now it's gonna cool off, and oh, you can't even tell because it's on the side, but it looks beautiful. It smells amazing. It's making my whole apartment smell fantastic. Once this cools, we'll cut it and then I'll do an official review. This is what it looks like, taking off the parchment paper on the sides. I think it cooled down enough. The recipe also calls for adding icing on top, but I really don't need all of that. So I'm just gonna keep it nice and plain. Also, I forgot to update you guys that I took off my nails because I did it severely wrong. And I forgot that I wasn't supposed to get it wet right after. You're supposed to keep your hands dry for I think at least a couple of hours. But I was rushing, and on my way out, I went to the bathroom, I washed my hands, and then instantly all of the stickies got wet. And it didn't even have time to cure. So I could tell that it wasn't fully like secured on, and I knew that in the next week it would probably get really loose, so I just decided to take them all off anyways. Now for the final reveal. I'm really hoping it's good. I feel like it will be. I think I might have put too much cinnamon. I probably wouldn't have put as much as I did. I'm gonna do a middle piece, or I'm gonna do a middle edge. Ooh, okay, this is what it looks like. This looks pretty good. I should have put chocolate chips in here. I feel like that's what would make this amazing. Here's the first bite. I don't think I put enough flour in the batter because I was eyeballing it, so it was a little more liquidy than the video. So I'm wondering if that played a part in it. It's almost like the bottom, like the last eighth, is almost like a bread pudding consistency. But also, maybe I didn't cool it enough. So either way, pretty good. I wish I put chocolate chips because that probably would have made it a lot better. I'd probably rate this maybe a 6.5 out of 10, only because I love chocolate. So I should have thought about that beforehand. But I'm gonna put on some chocolate chips on the top so it can melt on. I'm gonna eat this, watch my show. I'm currently watching Startup, which is a K-drama. So far, I really like it. One of the best plots so far. I'll check in tomorrow. Hi guys, I've been horrible at vlogging these past few days, but I forgot to actually end the vlog. So I just wanted to end it here, but I'm on my way to a networking event. I'm forcing myself to go because I know the power of networking. Obviously, I have a community where I do networking events, and I've seen amazing connections form through my events. And I honestly just don't really go to other people's networking events that often because it's the sole reason why I started my own. I just couldn't find that right community, and a lot of networking events are surrounded by alcohol and just, you know, people needing to feel like they need to drink alcohol to be social. And also an important thing to note as well is a lot of networking events are kind of open programming. You just go there, you grab a drink, you stand around, mix and mingle. But my networking events, it's very structured, where it's like, this time we're doing this time we're doing prompts, this time we're doing, you know, group work, we're doing this guest speaker here, and I know exactly what to expect. But for these, it's kind of just no expectation. You just walk in and you just talk and you introduce yourself to people, and so that is what makes me not anxious, but as someone who's pretty introverted and prefers to just be at home, I almost didn't go today, by the way. So as someone who just doesn't really like those type of social settings, I have a hard time putting myself out there. But at Dream Day, it was different. It was a conference setting, but I ended up meeting someone who was the perfect cafe partner. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna force myself to go to these things, even though I really don't enjoy it, but maybe I'll meet someone, and so I guess I'm just gonna start going to these things again. I haven't been to an actual networking event that I purposely am going to for at least a year because I just was tired of feeling unfulfilled. So I'm praying that tonight brings a connection that is worth me going all the way to New York for. But I just put on some jeans. I just put on this belt too because it's a silver button and I wanted the gold to match the gold hardware on this jacket. This is from American Eagle. This is from Uniqlo. This is from Abercrombie. And I'm wearing my black boots with this, and I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I really appreciate you guys spending time with me. Even though it was very random, sorry it wasn't very structured, but next week I'm gonna do my best to do a full vlog because I'm gonna go into the city, hopefully, if it's not snowing. I'm gonna go into the city and do a venue tour for another event for the Social Luxe Club coming in October. So I'm already starting the process on that, and also have a huge deep dive on a bunch of things that are changing in my business plan that I'm going to share in my next vlog. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in my next vlog. Bye guys.